Hello there, everybody. This is Andre of GVGIU. Thank you very much for giving me your time and your ear and for patiently awaiting me to actually do another video that isn't something to do with a game that will work on the Wii U. Yeah, I know I've had those just laying about. I've actually got quite a few of them already done, so you'll see them uploading. They'll be publishing periodically and popping up. But that's beside the point. Um, when the whole Devil's Third debacle came about, I got quiet. I got quiet for a couple reasons. I mean, at first, I did actually make a video, but then I stopped. I was like, I don't want to upload this video because there's probably more to this situation than we know. So, I stopped. I deleted the video. I got rid of it. And I'm glad I did because the opinions that I would have expressed at that time would have made me look like an idiot. Because I would have been reacting rather than stopping to think. And I've done that a couple times already. And those two times that I did that didn't really turn out all that well. And then I ended up having to make a video to correct myself on that. Because I am one of the few people that's willing to do that. And I'm glad I decided to wait. Here's a couple things. I'm going to break down the situation as I saw it. You don't have to agree with me. Hell, if my opinion is that much of a bother to you and you feel like you have to unsubscribe to me, I respect your decision. Be sad to see you go, but I respect your decision. When the Unseen 64 video popped up about Nintendo of America possibly not publishing Devil's Third, like I said, I was going to react to that, and I was thinking that kind of sucks. I mean, the game looked interesting. It looked kind of like something I would like to play. And then he said in his video, he gave a specified date on his video that we would see reports about the previews for the game. And lo and behold, people didn't wait for that date to happen. Everyone jumped on the bandwagon of Nintendo's betrayed us. They're not giving us this game. Nintendo's bullshitting us and stuff like that, of that nature. And I sat back like, didn't he say that there was going to be a report coming? I think he said July 15th, and everybody just jumped on it, like, well before that date. I think this video came out, like, a week and a half before that date, and people didn't want to be patient and see what these previews were going to be. And as he said in the videos, that a lot of the previews that were given were saying that the game wasn't really all that great. It was a disappointing experience. But everybody jumped. I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people jumped on this bandwagon of complaints. And Nintendo of America assured them that the game was being published by them and will come out this year. I personally am actually still interested in the game. And probably will pick it up. And more than likely I'm going to enjoy it because of how it looks and how it looks to play. I do understand where people say the physical actions can look like they're repetitive, and I can understand that. But if that's really all that's really a problem, and maybe some minor control issues that could definitely use some tweaking, but aren't going to actually kill the game experience, then I could probably deal with that. Plus, the online still looks like it's fun as hell to play. And I'll admit, it does look fun as hell to play. The online looks amazing to play. So, the online was the thing that initially got me wanting to play the game in the first place. So, the campaign, for me, was just a bonus. But, that aside, Nintendo gave people assurance that they are getting this game. And that was before the reports came out. So, those reports came out. And then everybody decided to, oh, well, this game is trash. It's a turd and stuff like that. I didn't. I stayed quiet again. Because I felt like there was more information coming. Then Itagaki decided he was going to jump up and say, hey, y'all not, maybe you don't like the game because you're not good enough at it. And that might actually be the case. Because we have seen reviews before for games, and not just on Nintendo. People know that, not just on Nintendo. We've seen reviews for games where people aren't good at the game and are mad that the game is difficult for them and then give it a bad score. Or it's like the one time the reviewer, I don't remember what game it was, I think it was an indie game though, but the guy reviewed it and said the game didn't have an ending because he played it on the easy setting because he wanted to rush through it. So, I mean, to me personally, do we really just want to trust the word of these people? I mean, yeah, we need a source of information to give us some idea of what the game is like, but do we really want to trust all these people who generally like to twist words up or not give a full good faith effort to something that they're playing? Me, I personally say no. Personally, I would say no. But, that aside, and I know I'm not going to be liked for this. I'm not going to be liked for having this opinion. But everybody that made an uproar about this game, all of you that made an uproar about this game, the ones that said Nintendo betrayed us, even though it was Nintendo of America, it was just one section of the company, not the whole company, but whatever. I think all of you should buy the game, and you should buy it at full price, brand new. Because you made such a big hissy fit about it. I think that you should. There's a lot of you didn't stop to think like I did. So I personally think you should go ahead, put down your $60 and buy a copy of the game. Whether you even own a Wii U or not, you should buy a copy of the game because you got loud about it. That's my personal belief. You don't have to like it. But that's how I feel. That's what I believe. You guys are, like, a lot of people just got mad and anxious and angry, but nobody stopped to think. And from a lot of those people, after they heard about the previews, oh, that game sucks. Well, it turns out in Japan, they actually like the game a lot. But then again, the taste of the Japanese gamer is far different from that of the Western gamer. My taste borders the middle of the road. I can play and enjoy games that a lot of the Japanese audience for gaming would enjoy, as well as a lot of games that the Western audience would enjoy. So, either way for me, I'm pretty sure I was going to enjoy the game no matter what. But then again, I also liked and enjoyed Quest 64, which I remember hearing from a lot of people that was a bad game. I mean, for me it worked. It was structurally, it was pretty much fine. It just wasn't a great game. It was a good game, though, at least in my eyes. And that's what I feel Devil's Third is going to be. The campaign on it isn't going to be the most amazing thing ever, but when you get to playing online with other people, it'll probably be amazing. So you gotta take it as you would see it, I guess. And the next thing I gotta talk about is kind of a response to Ms. T's video about why Devil's Third gets a pass. This is just gonna be really brief because I think I can sum it up pretty quickly. Devil's Third gets a pass for not having voice chat and for the possible shady DLC practices, which I think are only linked to the multiplayer online PC only version of the game. I don't know if that's going to be anything dealing with the Wii U version. I think that the microtransactions and like the possible DLC problem would be PC only. Still kind of sucks, but I mean, shit, I would have preferred them just put the game out for like $20 on PC for you to purchase it rather than having to deal with microtransactions for the multiplayer. But whatever. Um, that aside, once people started hearing that the game might not be too hot, their hype for it got deflated. So it wasn't important to them. Oddly enough, though, like with the Nintendo audience, that has almost never been a problem, but as of late, it seems to be. But once people stop caring about the game, they didn't care what it had or didn't have. And that's basically what it is. I personally would have liked it. I was expecting it, honestly, with all the things that Itagaki had said about how it was going to trump the Call of Duty series and be better than the shooters that were already out there, and this is something that those games have. So with him saying that, I was like, okay, well, this is going to be in there apparently. But I mean, he explained why it's not in there for bandwidth reasons and stuff like that, even though personally I don't know if it has that much of an impact personally, but it could. Just I really don't know. It depends on how this stuff is set up on the Wii U to utilize things like that. Outside of that, I think that's really it. It's just that people's hype died and they stopped caring, so they don't care about the game. They don't care if it doesn't have features that they argued about for other stuff. That, and a couple other people said this also, the whole We Have a Voice movement and stuff like that kind of just didn't make headway, so people stopped caring. There's another thing. I keep saying this, and I'm trying to drive this point home because we will learn stuff about this next month, either next month or the month after, is stuff dealing with how the DNA deal that Nintendo set up is going to affect their network. But nobody wants to, again, people aren't being patient. Everybody's in a hurry to react and have something to say about everything, but no one is taking a step back and just trying to take in as much information as possible. It's just, it is what it is. It's not something that can really be helped. Honestly, it's human nature. For most people, it is human nature. We see something, and it's something that we feel affects something that we enjoy, so we want to share our opinion on it. That's generally how things work, at least from my perspective. At least as far as what I've seen. Again, me personally, I sat back and waited because I've realized sometimes me reacting, I don't have always the best source of information to react to, or sometimes I miss information. Which is why I took a few moments and sat myself back and said, hey, I am going to shut up and see how this goes. That's exactly what I did. And I think more people should have done that. Because we really don't know how things are going to go from there. And like I said, in Japan, they're apparently loving Devil's Third. They are enjoying the hell out of it right now. So maybe it's just a thing of taste, personal taste. If the game just isn't your personal taste, then you're probably not going to like it. If it doesn't fit your personal taste, you're probably not going to like it. But like I said, I still think that the people who shouted, got angry, got upset, made all these videos, and I know people aren't going to like that opinion. But I think each and every one of you should buy a copy of this game brand new. Like, you argued for it, you better support it. That's how I feel. You argued for it, you got what you want, you better support it. I mean, you got what you... I'm not even going to say you got what you wanted. You got what you argued for. So yeah, you better support it. And I personally think all of the performance issues for this game that it's having are because they switched the game engine. I remember hearing that people had complained about the graphics for Devil's Third back for E3 2014, and Itagaki decided to go to Nintendo to see if they could get a graphics engine that could produce better graphics, which I think is Unreal 4. I think it's Unreal 4 that's running it right now, rather than the custom engine that Valhalla had created, which, moving all that stuff from one engine to another within a year's time, that's kind of a feat, and it probably took away from their time to be able to debug the game and check for glitches and things like that, which they would have been able to do if they hadn't switched engines due to people's response to the look of the game. They probably could have put more stuff in the game. They probably could have added better character animations to the combat. There's a lot of stuff they probably could have done if they weren't porting the game over to a different engine. And gamers don't understand, like, sometimes we get upset and mad about the wrong things, and we react the wrong way to something, and it screws stuff up for us. But that's really it. That's all I gotta say. Was trying to be as respectful as I could with this video. I wasn't trying to be rude to anyone, but I know a couple of my opinions may grate on a couple nerves. Outside of that, thank you very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears out for more of my stuff. Until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.